and cleaning up drainages everywhere, just to let runoff water to be able to get to the river, as it were. But now the water from the river now coming on to overwhelm the, 1/3 of the state, even a little more than 1/3 of the state.
Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo speaking on Channels Television Sunrise Daily on the flooding that has wreaked havoc in Anambra East and West local government areas. Just hours after he paints that devastating picture, the National Emergency Management Agency is here with some food aid from the Strategic Grain Reserve to be distributed through the Anambra State Emergency Management Agency for flood victims in the 28 holding camps across the state.
Minister of Humanitarian Affairs.
This is in addition to many other items, including toiletries and clothing materials.
Let me say that the federal government, through NEMA, cannot compensate the traumatic experiences of persons affected by disaster impacts. Yet, we have to help people alleviate their sufferings with this federal government approved relief item. To ameliorate the suffering of the affected persons, the federal government has approved the delivery of the underlisted materials.
This support from the federal government is appreciated as it will shore up efforts by the state, but much more will be needed to cater to the needs of a growing population of displaced persons.
What they have said to us is very timely. We have too many people, too many mouths to feed at the camp, and this thing they have brought will make the people happy tomorrow when we start our distribution.
The State Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Ibezin, gives assurances that the distribution will be done appropriately.
It's quite large for us to bite, and NEMA is coming now, and yes, they brought some relief materials before, which we have our distribution pattern. You know, we know how many we are, we know the communities, we know where our centers are, so we don't have any problem in distribution.
While the emergency challenge persists, Governor Chukwuma Soludo is advocating for a long-term solution to ensure that flood victims are adequately settled in the aftermath, while the federal government initiates moves to tackle the annual flooding disaster on a permanent basis.